M0FXB Ham Tech. Welcome back to the channel. This is the GSOC remote head unit that's connected to my Xiegu G90, and I've got it into CW decode mode, and after a while it's now decoding. It took a couple of minutes for it to sort of settle in, but you can see now best 73 ESH, and then you've got some more text there. Now it's not perfect. I have got a keyboard attached to this device, but you can just attach a Bluetooth mouse if you like, but this is a full keyboard with a touchpad, and it's completely wireless with a little Bluetooth dongle that is here. This device has very mixed reviews, and I judge a device by, can I use functions and enjoy them? You know, this is a HF radio. The G90 does not do 6 meters. It's a HF radio with a built-in tuner, and it can do CW decode, BPSK, and if you tap up here, RTTY. But we're in CW mode. I'll show you how I got to CW mode, but it is decoding. Now, sending messages is where you select, you've got users 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you tap the settings cog here, you can enter your items, but if you go down more, it's a down arrow here on the right, you can enter the preset messages. Look, users 1, 2, and I've just been testing here. So if we just tap here, I just type CQ, get my hand out the way so you can see it's working. Okay, then we've got enter, and then we can back out just by this tick or the X. You don't have to use this keyboard. Look, if you tap here, you've got a full keyboard on the screen. It is touch screen. Yeah, it's not the most responsive touch screen, but it does work. You know, it's not an iPhone, but iPhones are £1,000. This is about £350. To close it, as a red little X there. You can see there you've put your email and all your details. We'll just tick it for now. Back to this screen. So if we select user 2, we just typed in CQ. So that's that. Now I haven't sent anything. If I click send now, it doesn't do anything. So I'm sure there's more to this. The other thing I've noticed is if you tap up here, and see the way it says G90 online. If I turn off my G90, you'll see that the head unit stays on. You know, this is a separate display unit. It's not a radio, although it feels like you're using a radio. It says offline. If I turn it on, it will say online, and it will come back to life. Now, yeah, you do get signals that you would prefer not to see. It doesn't really affect the use, but you do get them. They are there. You get that with the X6100 as well. So I've never used RTTY, but if I select RTTY and we were on the right frequency, it would decode that. Someone let me know the best frequency for RTTY and BPSK that we just switched to. So to come out of this window, I'm just going to show you that you can put in an interesting one, the date. And it is actually accurate. I don't actually know how it knows the date, because I have not entered the date, but it knows today's date. So what's going on there? Tell me how. Because I didn't put it in. So anyway, just going to tick that. Volts there. That's just me tapping the date again. Now the other one I notice if you tap this is if you get this Bluetooth. Now Bluetooth is a new thing for version 1.3. I haven't really got any devices to scan, but I think it will pick up because this Bluetooth keyboard has got a dongle. So I need to dig around and see what I've got in this area that is Bluetooth, that it might pick up, and I'll look in the manual. But you can see there's on off, and it's trying to scan now. You've got exit there. Of course, you've got the keyboard, sorry, the microphone, backlit microphone, and these buttons are all backlit here. If we come out and go back to LSB, enter, we'll tune forward. Now What I've noticed about the waterfall is it is just, you know, blue and white really. Now with firmware improvements, I think that could be quite a nice, because it's obviously doing its job. You've got DSP here. The noise reduction is on or off at the moment. I just turned it on. There's your volume, and I find it's louder if you turn the RF gain up. So see the PO, press it once, power, and you can adjust that fully. Hold it, RF gain, and I'm finding if I put that quite high, it's louder, of course, without the noise reduction. So we're on this screen. Sounds fine to me. Now if I turn it down, how did I get to that CW decode screen? I tapped modem here. There's your CW decode, and there's where you send. You change the frequency, you can tap there. You can enter the frequency. There is actually a memory mode. I'm going to do a separate video showing how to save memories. I'm sure it's easy. You've got AGC, that one there. That's like a preamp look. That brings it up a lot. You can change mode here by the looks of it. Don't really need it there, but it's there. Split mode. VFO memory once you've added some memory channels. There's your memory editor. And let's just... looks like you probably need to add an SD card. Let's try it. Yeah, so I'll add an SD card. Oh, we can name it, so I'll just name it CCC, enter. There's your memory. Ah, it's took me to that frequency. Has it? Okay, I wasn't really sure what happened then. But we definitely changed frequency then. Let's do the scan. There's no one there. There's our antenna scan. We can increase the speed. It's a bit quicker, isn't it? Seems very good antenna scan. If you want to see your firmware version, tap System. It's up here, and that is the latest one. And as far as I can see, because many users in the past have said that with the new firmware that it didn't work. Well, we've got the latest firmware on this device, which is 1.3, and on the G90 we've got the 1.8 firmware, which is the latest firmware. Okay, so to me it's working. Tell me if I'm wrong, but to me it's working. So let's have a look. Scan, that's your DSP. You've got compression, noise reduction, noise blanker, notch filter, and you've got Vox. Okay, default button there. Transmit and receive equalizer, which you can adjust by tapping or doing that. So that's that. I haven't really used that. Modem we saw, and then on here, see number 2, it means it's the second set of menus. So if you press it once and go to number 1, you can now adjust this. So the span at the moment, let's tap it, says 50k, 25k, 12.5k, which is zooming in quite a lot. And you can change step just by tapping the frequencies. It doesn't zero off, I've noticed. You have to... It will do that, which that's okay. But if you go... If I left that one on 1 and then go back to 0, look, it will stay on 1. It'd be nice if it did go to 1, but it's not the end of the world. Then you've got all those shortcuts here for equalizer, ATU. There's no one there, so let's quickly do the ATU. Hold my exit that. I'm going to press the PO. Get the power down. And then we'll just on with the ATU, then hold. You can see it's working fine, yeah? LSB. And it's controlling, you know, my unit is over there. I've got a little paddle here that I was going to test on it as well. But that works. VFO A and B. We're going to add memories eventually. If I hold VFO A, no, nothing happens really. That's your different modes, which you can select from this list. And it does have a narrow FM. What's that handy for? 28 megs, I think. Does it do 28 megs? Let's go to enter, tap that. I'm sure it does. 10 meters. Ooh. No, it's gone to 10 megahertz. There it is there. 28 megs, if you're into that. Not expecting to hear someone on that frequency. Let's turn off the... I haven't really got a very good antenna for that. I'm really surprised to hear anything there. Right, let's do the noise reduction. Oh, it's picking up commercial. Yeah, I can hear Blackburn Rovers. That's a football team. So, not sure how great 28 megs is. So, you wouldn't really expect to hear that, would you? Anyway, I'm showing you what I'm showing you. Let's just enter that. Go back to 7 megs. So some is marked 7 megs and some is marked meters and but the way I look at it is, can I have a contact? You know, can I call CQ? So there's my, I know it's only 1 watt. We tuned it. Let's go 15. Grab my mic. CQ, Mike 0, Fox X-Ray Bravo. CQ, Mike 0, Fox X-Ray Bravo, calling for a contact. And that's, to me, what matters. Can I talk to people? Can I receive people? Not that I can see a couple of lines where there might be a birdie. Actually, there isn't showing loads right now. Because people, what they do, they'll see a couple of lines. Oh my god, this whole radio is now a piece of junk because I can see a little line here and a little line there. No, it's a budget device. You haven't paid £2,000 for this. You've paid £350. Even the G90, which I would say the screen probably works better regarding birdies. This is a Linux computer and you can add screening. I personally think if you love your G90 and you want to transmit the 20 watts and make some contacts and you're planning to keep your G90, then I think, well, why not upgrade? And when you feel like it, you can plug this in and look how easy it plugs in. Yeah, it literally just one plug there, another plug from the IQ socket at the back of the G90 into the back of this, basically pink to pink, yeah, and it starts working. You do have to power it, but that's quite basic, you know. Got a power here that I use for my X6 100, and your microphone's there. How can that, I personally think, how can that not be worth what they're charging? I think it's because in the UK you can get these for about £340 delivered. I mean, look at the size of the screen. I'll show you the size of the screen on my 7610. Right, let's turn this one down. So that volume's off at the moment. So that's coming from the the Xiegu 101. Keep turning the wrong knobs, I can't reach properly. Right. So you can see it's not the strongest signal. Now on the GSOC. Let's turn on the other one. Right, we're on the 101 now. Turn down the 101. It's working fine. I'll show you the bass unit. That's the G90 connected. There's your serial connection. And it's literally just two connections because the other one is just power. And if I want to put on the G90, all I've got to do is grab the cable from the back here and put it onto the G90. There is actually a way of leaving this head unit connected if you use the blue firmware cable. You can plug that in, and this actually says cat online here. But you can see it's offline. Now watch me swap it back. The IQ cable is still connected. Yeah, it's not going to change any frequencies now, so let's just turn this round. Pull out the serial cable, leave that there, plug it into the back. Look at that, straight away we're in business. And if it was really busy, let's turn this down. Turn up the 101. Let's find something. It's not very busy this morning, but when it gets busy later, this will be full of signals. There's a quiet one there. 148, yeah, on the 101. Let's go to the GSOC. That's Netherlands we're hearing there. So we'll go to 148. And the screens, I would say, are virtually the same size. Let's measure it. If we go by my M0FXB thing, if anything, the GSOC is bigger, it's longer. In height, it's bigger. So you get a bigger screen. If you've already got the G90, you get the big screen experience that you pay a lot of money for with the, the 7610 and ETC. You get it for £300. Now, I'm not recommending anything. I'm just saying, for £340 delivered, this was to me, and I pay the same price as everyone else. Yeah, I feel you get a lot for your money, because suddenly you're playing around with a device like it's a big radio, and it's small. I mean, it's heavy, mind. It's quality. It's made of metal. Yeah, it's got a very good. I really like the tuning knob, which it spins nice. You've got this little thing there, but you don't need that. Some French stations there. The only thing I will say is it will be nice if we had some colour in the waterfall. That is it. Birdies don't bother me, because these sort of Linux-based type head units, you know, with these X6100, I know it's all-in-one radio. You always, I feel like you're always going to get that, and you just got to ignore it and just enjoy the radio. Enjoy having a chat. It's all touchscreen. It's quite responsive, but it's not, you know, it's not a Samsung. Unfortunately, if you do want to do FTA, even though there's USBs on the side for adding mouse and keyboard, you are going to have to just plug into the base unit with your, you can get one of these D19 modules. I've got one here for doing FTA. It's fiddly, but it's doable. But it doesn't really matter, because if you've got to plug the cable into the base unit instead of the head unit, so what? Yeah, it would have been nice to get the USBs on the side doing something, but they haven't. Somehow they have got some sound cards in here, but it's not working with FTA and things like that. So nothing's perfect, but remember what you're paying. And then you've got buttons here. I mean, I think a few firmware tweaks would be nice. They're not essential, but I think they would be nice. They are the earphone speaker. So the speaker is in the head unit, or you can just plug in an earphone. You can hear it clicking there. And it's just squelch. It does say AGC, so I'm not sure how we... See the way it says AGC on the outside, but I'm not seeing that unless we tap it, do we? I'll look at the I have to look at the manual, because obviously adjusting the AGC would be nice. High and low cut filter, that works well. Your filters, look. See, I'm turning this knob here on the outer. I think that works well, and you press it and flick between the two. And we know what day it is. What more do you want? And the time. There's the timer just at the bottom. And it's giving us our voltage. And if we want to know what our firmware is, we just, you know, so I just think... Oh, I don't want to reset everything, as I know. I just think, judge a radio for what it can do. Point out what it could do, what improvements can be made. I think the work they've put into this to make this unit, to get it the firmware to the point it is good. I think it's good work, but there's always more to do, and I think that's with most radios. But remember the price. The price is a key factor here, you know. If you want it to be top grade, you pay £3,000, not 340. Bye for now, 7.3. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, 7.3.